Hey guys, it's Brooke from the Vintage Garden and welcome back to my channel. So I'm here to tell you about my newest experiment because I'm always experimenting in the garden. I'm experimenting with ranunculus. That is a flower that I have not had a lot of success with. I have been trying to grow it for quite some time. Mind you, when I first started trying to grow it, this is before Floret started doing its mini course. So I got a lot of bad advice in terms of when to start it. Of course, if you go and get your stuff out of Lowe's, Lowe's typically sells its ranunculus in the fall, which is the worst time to be planting it in New Jersey unless you happen to have a high tunnel, because if you don't have a high tunnel, we're going to go into that. But anyway, I've seen the Floret guide. I've seen other people who've been following the Floret guide. And so this year, I'm going to give it a go. This past, I guess December, like with the clearance sale, Lowe's had a bunch of corms. Nobody was buying them because everybody's probably failing because they're not, like, once again, in southern New Jersey, this is not when you should, December's not when you should be planting your ranunculus. So I got what they had, which is 22 packs. So I have 550 bulbs because I'm absolutely off my rocker. So I stored them in the house behind this here couch. They're fine. They're plump. They're soaking as we speak. They're plumping up. So my storage method, although I may not recommend it, certainly didn't hurt it. Okay, so here's the thing. Ranunculus is hardy from zone 8 and above. If you're in zone 7, they say you have to give protection. Now, here's the thing. Zone information is useless, okay? For those of you guys who are joining me for the first time or you have only been on my channel for a little bit, I have a podcast. Go to iTunes because Podbean, I don't think, has the the earliest episodes because I switched because they're my new host. You can get all of them on iTunes. There's an episode called What's Your Zone? Go and listen to it. Zone information, it just tells you the lowest average temperature. It doesn't tell you how long your growing season are. It doesn't tell you anything about your climate, like, how much moisture you get. It doesn't tell you anything about your latitude, nothing. And the reason I'm saying that is because with this being in zone 7A, there are like 28, it's like 26 to 28 states in our country have zone 7A. And I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I saw Alaska in the list. I could be wrong about that, but some of them are south of me. Some of them are higher than me. Now, obviously, if you're more south than me, the angle of the sun is different. Your days are going to be longer, even in winter. Obviously, if you're more north than me, even if you're zone 7A, your days are going to be shorter because the angle of the sun, it really does change things. And so, one of the things, like I said, it's not going to tell you is what's your average winter temperature like. Ranunculus cannot freeze when you put it in the ground. If it freezes, they're going to turn to mush when they thaw out. Well, here's the problem. In New Jersey, our ground freezes. It does. In New Jersey, for those of you guys who live in New Jersey, that when it comes to utilities, you have to put the utilities at least 3 feet, if not 4 feet underground, because that's the area where there's no freezing after that point. So, our ground does freeze. Even if you have a hoop house in southern New Jersey, depending upon your land, the topography of your land, are you at the top of a hill? What are your trees? What's your light situation? Your hoop house may not be getting above freezing. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because I have my hoop house on the right side of well, you can see my arm. It's on this side of my house. Now, this is the south side, and during the summer, obviously this gets really hot. But I can tell you that when the sun goes down, this area, it's like a microclimate. It's cooler than the rest of my yard. You can feel a draft when you're walking around the corner. I have a 2-way thermostat, so the sensor goes out there and the other part stays in here. I can tell you, I've had the sensor in the hoop house and it's been on a January day, and the sun, it was like, and I took the temperature at like high noon, which is usually the highest point the sun is, and it still wasn't getting freezing, just because I don't think it's just the sun level, it just didn't. So even if you have a hoop house, you need to check to make sure that it's not freezing, because even if you put them, for example, in a pot and put your pot in your hoop house, if it's freezing, they're going to freeze in that pot. So that's just something to keep in mind. Now, I'm going to play around with it. You know, maybe this is not the best location. There may be an area in my yard that, you know, gets more sun even during the winter, where it will keep it above freezing, but that's really what you need. So when they say zone 7, just take it with a grain of salt. Consider where you live. If you're in zone 7 in Louisiana, you might be okay. You know, but if you're in zone 7 Montana, I don't know. You may lose a few. So I will come back after my corms have finished soaking, and I will show you how I'm potting them up and where I'm putting them in my house to pre-sprout, but we're going to see how this is going to go. I'm going to be watching my temperatures like a hawk. I'm going to be consulting weather.com to see if we're really having a true warm up, if we're really starting to transition into spring, if we really are transitioning to spring. Once they finish pre-sprouting, I'm going to put them out in the parterre garden, in the middle garden sections. You know, because those sections I can put stakes in, I can put frost cloth if we get a freeze. Because although ranunculus do like cooler temperatures, you know, and they can survive, for example, like 35. If there's a freeze, you definitely have to give them, you know, you have to give them protection. And we'll see how this goes. Last year, you know, we got some 90-degree temperatures in May. Ranunculus are one of those types of flowers that they do not handle, you know, once the heat of summer comes, they're done. So we'll see if this is something I can successfully, you know, put in the landscape and get blooms out of them, then, you know, maybe I'll continue to do it. You know, if not, I mean, depending upon how well I like the blooms, would I consider creating a dedicated section just to ranunculus so I can make it work? Yes, but if not, this may just be one of those things where I'm just like, give my corms away and just be done with the whole thing. So I will see you guys in a bit. Okay, guys, so I took the ranunculus out. This is one of the bags that I got from the tulips. I just saved it specifically for this purpose. And look at that. These are nice and plump right here. And so I'm looking at all of them. I mean, from the outside, they seem like all of them plumped up quite nicely. So if I see any that just didn't do anything or are mush, I'll chuck those. But it looks like everything's ready to go. So this is what I'm using to plant my stuff in. This is a 72-inch tray. It's like 3 inches deep. I got it from the Green Store Mega store. So I'm going to fill it maybe up to like here with dirt, and then I'll take one of the little ranunculus and will it fit now? Uh-oh. What-oh? Will it fit, people? Ooh. Oh, that's 2 on there. Oh wait, it just fell down in there. So yeah, this one is 2, so I can break that apart. Let's see if I can find just a single. Wow, these are actually really good size though. So this is 1. So yeah, with the 1, it'll fit down in there, and then I'll just cover it up with dirt, and that's how I'll do it. So you don't need to see me fill these with dirt. So I'll just go ahead and get cracking, and I have each of the trays sitting in a separate tray, and I'll put all these on the 3rd floor. So we'll do that next. So I'll see you guys later. Okay guys, change of plans. So look at the size of this corm. Yeah, it's huge. It's not gonna fit in these holes. So I'm just gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way and just put it in a tray. So it'll take me less time, but I'm a little disappointed. But I mean, on the other hand, these are really big corms. So hopefully it means I'll get a lot of good flowers. Okay guys, so this is my 5th try. I'm probably gonna need to do 2 more. And so I've just lined them up. I'm gonna cover them with some dirt, and there we go. Okay guys, look at these ranunculus. Oh man, this process is working so well. I need to spritz them down. And let's come over here. I'm seeing a lot more things starting to stick up. And you know, it's amazing how much they grow in a couple days, because I spritzed them a couple days ago and it didn't look like this. I didn't have anything peeking above, but now I do. So I'm really excited. So I'm actually a little bit questioning my sanity though, because I am pre-sprouting over 500. Yep. So I'm gonna go get my thing, my little sprayer, and spray. And yeah, so here we go. Okay guys, so this is the sprayer that I use. It's by Flowmaster. It's called Illumimist. I got it from Lowe's. This is a battery activated sprayer. So that's the on and off button. And I'll just turn it on right quick because it won't work unless I'm hitting the sprayer thing right there. And it's a rechargeable battery. So that's really nice. And it actually lasts quite some time, but the best part is you don't have to pump it up. You don't have to, you know, hold the nozzle. You just turn it on, spray it, and stop it. So this is the 2-gallon version. They have a 1-gallon version that I'm probably gonna get, because with the 1 gallon, you know, that's great for misting your seedlings. I got the 2-gallon because Lowe's was sold out. But I would really prefer to use the 2-gallon one for doing my sprays like neem oil and that sort of thing, and leave the smaller one for misting seedlings, especially because now that the weather is warming up, I'm going to be putting things outside, and so I can use the hose, which is much quicker. So anyway, it works really well, and yeah, it was definitely a good purchase. But actually, guys, I am coming upstairs to where my ranunculus are. So I'm gonna plant these out today. As you can see, guys, what I did with the ranunculus this year has clearly worked. Pooch loves coming up here. But yeah, look, it's worked really, really, really well. And I don't think I was supposed to leave them in the pots this long. Oh my gosh, look at that root system. Holy moly, guys. I am really pleased. So like I said, this is my first attempt ever doing this. Now, some of them have not, you know, started sprouting, but they've got roots. So I'm gonna go, maybe what I'll do is I'll leave the ones that haven't sprouted in here a little bit longer and just take the things out that have some green on top. But I got a lot to plant today. But guys, pre-sprouting your ranunculus, definitely the thing to do. Yeah, so I'm you know, they are getting light from this window. Obviously it's not enough, that's why they're stretching out like this. But I think once I plant them out, I'll make sure, you know, I plant them. I really should have planted them out when they were like this, but we've been having some freezing temperatures. So I checked the forecast. The next few days, it's not supposed to freeze overnight, so these should be good to go. So anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. So I'm gonna deal with the pooch and then get dressed, and I'm gonna start putting these outside today. And I've got like 500 of them.